Let's say China.
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 China. China. China.
China. There are no star movers, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
You go over to China.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Trump statement, tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel. What's he doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host.
Yes. Hello, and welcome. I am James Andrews, and you are listening to So This Happened, the only news you need if it is 15 minutes till midnight and you haven't looked at a television set all day and you think to yourself, I know, maybe James will have some nuggets of information. I'll have a quick listen. Anyway, it's Monday, the 2nd of October 2017, and a lot happened this weekend, but it has all been completely and utterly overshadowed by the shootings in Las Vegas, where, as of right now, almost 60 people have died and over 500 are injured. This is the worst mass shooting in American history. It completely surpasses the nightclub shootings in Orlando from a few years ago. And our thoughts just go out to every single person involved in this terrible thing. It's words really aren't enough, are they? When something like this happens, you just sort of look at it and go, fuck, what can you do? There's a lot of hashtag pray for Vegas things going around, but some people have argued that we need to do more than just pray for Las Vegas, and we'll have a look at that in a moment or two. But before we do, we'll just turn to the weekend and see what happened. On Friday night, Tom Price resigned his position at the White House. Now, he resigned because he had been flying on government jets and spending quite a lot of our money on them, and he was forced to resign on Friday, and it turns out that the price was wrong. I know, that was terrible, I'm sorry. It's very hard, isn't it, on a day like today, to do anything which is even remotely funny. It just feels wrong to do that. And so we'll move on to something which may have been funny yesterday, but today it's not funny at all. Donald Trump dedicated a trophy from a golf tournament that was held at one of his golf courses to the victims of the hurricane in Puerto Rico. It seemed like a very strange thing to do. I'll have a listen to him making the dedication.
On behalf of all of the people of Texas and all of the people of, if you look today and you see what's happening, how horrible it is, but we have it under really great control, Puerto Rico and the people of Florida who have really suffered over this last short period of time with the hurricanes. I want to just remember them, and we're going to dedicate this trophy to all of those people that went through so much, that we love, a part of our great state, really a part of our great nation.
It is amazing, isn't it? He can literally turn this horrible tragedy round into promotion for his golf tournament. Because make no mistake, that's exactly what that was. That was just, you know what? We have this great tournament here, this great golf club, it's fantastic. And you know what? I want to dedicate this to the people of Puerto Rico and Texas. And he guarantees that every single news network will cover that speech and play it. Free publicity, my friends. That is just free publicity. Because I can think of one or two other things that people suffering in Puerto Rico right now would prefer other than a gold fucking trophy. And so there were a few other things that happened this weekend, but none of them really seem of consequence anymore, do they? After this horrific incident that happened yesterday in Las Vegas. And the fuckhead responsible is a gentleman called Stephen Paddock. He's a 64-year-old male who is a local to Nevada. And there's very little information known about him right now. Some news networks are advertising the fact that he had gambled significant amounts of money over the last few days, $10,000 a day, sometimes $20,000 or $30,000 a day. Now, they're quick to point out that they don't know if that was wins or losses. So whether he lost all this money or actually won that money is unknown and really doesn't matter, does it? What we do know is that he got hold of a bunch of military weapons, rented a room on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Hotel, smashed the window out, and opened fire into a crowd of thousands and thousands of concert goers. And ISIS were very quick to say, this was one of our guys, this is us, we did that, that was it, that was us. The FBI and even ISIS have shown no evidence to that at all, and it's also been reported by the FBI that they can find literally no connection between this man, Stephen Paddock, and ISIS. It just doesn't seem to exist. This is just another one of those cases where ISIS goes, oh, that's horrible, yep, we did that, we'll take ownership for that. Well, it does raise the question, was this what we could consider domestic terrorism? It certainly seems that way to me. Killing 58 people, injuring over 500, definitely seems like an act of terrorism. One thing I did notice, though, and I don't really like to make big digs on days like this, but I think you'll be okay with this. You remember when the bomb in London recently set fire in the tube and all those people were evacuated, nobody died, some people were minorly injured. At 6 o'clock in the morning, Donald Trump was tweeting, terrorist, fucking loser, terrorist, doing it again, Today, nothing. 6 o'clock rolls around, nothing. 7, nothing. 8 o'clock, nothing. And then at 9 a.m., Donald Trump just tweeted, my warmest condolences and sympathies to the victims and families of the terrible Las Vegas shooting. God bless you. I find it particularly strange that he will tweet at 6 o'clock in the morning about a potential terrorist attack in a foreign country of which nobody was injured severely. Yet, when something happens in his own country, we hear nothing until 9 o'clock when we get a sort of tepid, condolences to the victims. That seems insufficient to my mind. The President of the United States should be condemning the hell out of this. Not just saying condolences. This should be this is fucked up, what are we going to do so that this never happens again? Well, the problem is we all know exactly what we would have to do so that this will never happen again. And a Republican president cannot utter those words, because if they mention those two magic words, gun and control, they will have the NRA and every single Republican firing at them. That's probably a bad choice of words, but you know what I mean. And I don't want to be glib in any way, shape or form, so please don't take it that way. But this awful act may potentially have saved us from a very difficult diplomatic situation which was starting to develop between Donald Trump and North Korea. Right before this happened, he'd been tweeting out a lot about Rex Tillerson just wasting his time trying to communicate with Kim Jong-un. The tweets went as followed. I told Rex Tillerson, our wonderful Secretary of State, that he is wasting his time trying to negotiate with Little Rocket Man. So there's a tweet which is the opposite of helpful, really. When you're trying to diffuse a situation by diplomacy, which is sort of the way it's been done always, to go out there and say, dude, you're wasting your time. We can't fucking talk to this man. Let's just blow him up. Well, he went on. Save your energy, Rex. We'll do what has to be done. Again, not exactly the best diplomatic solution there, Donald. And finally, being nice to Rocket Man hasn't worked in 25 years. Why would it work now? Clinton failed, Bush failed, Obama failed. I won't fail. And I hate to say it, but if this Las Vegas incident hadn't happened, what the fuck would he be tweeting today to Kim Jong-un? I mean, right there, he just said, diplomacy failed with everyone. I won't fail. Well, what is the only other solution next to diplomacy? I'll let you figure that one out. It's quite easy. Anyway, we digress. I want to get back to Las Vegas, but that was just something that happened which I thought I should bring to your attention. And so, of course, we're going to move on to what we move on every time there is a mass shooting in America, and that is gun control. It's as simple as that, isn't it, really? A man was able to get hold of some very powerful weapons and killed many, many people. Now, already the right-wing people are coming out saying, no, guns are not the problem here. The problem is it was a bad dude who had guns. You know, he could have used a car or a bomb or a truck. And that is one of those arguments that when someone makes that to me, and it happens quite a lot, where I say, well, if there were no guns, this wouldn't have happened. The pro-gun person will say, but if he didn't have a gun, he would have just stabbed somebody or blown them up or used a truck. So are we going to ban knives? Are we going to ban bombs? Well, okay, we ban bombs, but are we going to ban trucks? Where does it end? Oh, yes, the slippery slope argument. My least favourite argument because it makes people making it look like idiots, but also my favourite argument because it makes people making it look like idiots. It is the easiest argument to turn around. When somebody says to you, well, it was a gun, but if he didn't have a gun, he would have just used a knife or a truck or a bomb. And you can now turn to them and say, no, they wouldn't. That's a stupid argument, and it doesn't make sense. I'll tell you why right now. A gun is a thing that you can shoot someone with, and you are so detached from it. Now, in this particular case, in Las Vegas, this man was on the 32nd floor of a hotel. He was firing into a crowd of thousands and thousands of people at night. He couldn't see any of the people he was shooting. It was just a mass of bodies that he was firing into. He couldn't tell if it was men, women, children, black people, white people, Asian people, or any other kind of people. It was completely anonymous in that way. So when people say, okay, well, he could have used a knife, he could have, but if he had a knife, he wouldn't have killed 58 people and injured 500 plus. You go with a knife, you stab someone, it's very bloody, it's very personal, and somebody who is like this is a complete and utter coward. They don't want to get their hands dirty, so the idea of taking a knife and plunging it into somebody's body just wouldn't happen. They wouldn't do it. It's too up close, it's too personal, and, well, it can be stopped in about 30 seconds. Oh, but what about trucks, James? Terrorists have been using trucks in Europe to plow people down. He could have done that. Yes, he could. So let's ban trucks, shall we? Okay, let's take on that argument, shall we? What is a truck used for? What do people have vans for? Let's see. Plumbers use them. Electricians use them. People that clean your carpets use them. People with large families put all their little children in the van. People use them to transport things. They're a tool designed for work and sometimes play, because people do like to rock the van, as they say. So that's what a van is. That's what a truck is. The fact that somebody uses it for not its intended purpose doesn't change the fact that it's still a van and its primary use is transportation and carrying of goods. Now, let's look at an assault rifle, shall we? What is the purpose of an assault rifle? I'll give you a second to think about it. Got it? Yes, the assault rifle has one purpose. It was built for one reason and one reason only, and that is to kill another human being. You can't hunt with them, that's illegal. And I've heard people say, well, self-defense, they're very good for self-defense. Well, they're not very good for self-defense. Statistically, the best gun, if you're going to have a gun for self-defense, is a shotgun. For the very simple reason that if somebody breaks into your house at night, you're asleep, you wake up, you're disorientated, it's dark. Somebody runs into your bedroom, you pick up an assault rifle, start firing it, it's going to go everywhere. You take a shotgun, you fire it in the general direction of the burglar, you're going to hit them. Okay? So it's not a good self-defense weapon. You can't hunt with it. The only purpose it has is to kill people. So unlike the truck, if you use it to kill people, oh wait, no, that's its intended purpose. That's what it was designed to do. So that argument, completely ridiculous. Do you agree? You can't change the purpose of an assault rifle. It is designed to kill people. Now, I suppose if you used it to help an old lady across the road, then you could argue that, well, you weren't using that assault rifle correctly. It wasn't designed to help little old ladies cross the road. If you shot her in the head, then you would have been using it correctly. But to help her across the road, no, you changed the purpose of it. You see what I'm saying, though, right? It is always going to have just one purpose in life, and that is to kill people. So saying, well, you could have used a truck, so let's ban all trucks. Fuck off. It's a stupid idea. You're an idiot if you make that. If you make that argument, you're an idiot. And anyway, we don't have any more time, unfortunately, and this is a terrible day. And once again, all our thoughts go to everybody who was affected by the shooting. And if you are in Nevada or around Nevada, they are in desperate need of blood right now. So if there's anything you can do, donating blood, if you're in that particular neck of the woods, that's something you should definitely do. Anyway, we'll chat again tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have some more answers and we'll be able to have a bit of a brighter day. So anyway, take care, have a great night, and peace.
It's hard to make the moment